Bienvenidos, señoras y señores, a mi casa producción. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, one more time. I know it's been a while to my living room productions. I've been kind of busy, It is what it is. Family man, family life, work. It all takes a toll. I apologize that you guys been waiting for me for a little while and haven't been able to get any real, continuous, you know, uh, content, if you will. But I promise that I'll try as the best I can here and there, more often, that I have some more time now. Well, I have another special guest, and this is another special episode of Xboxtain's Let's Talk Pod Chat. And today's guest that I have, I'm very excited. I'm very excited for a lot of reasons. One of the main reasons, if I can put it, trying to find the best way I can put it in words, is because this next guest has a very unique and wonderful channel, up and coming, obviously, but has gotten to get fruits of their labor pretty fast, for a usual person just starting, um, because it's just refreshing. The channel's refreshing. It's different. Um, Definitely a different approach. Definitely a different take. Definitely a different outlook. And no pun intended. That word is keyword outlook from this next guest. Um, because even though we're the same, we're not the same, and you'll understand what I mean by that, um, once I introduce the person. Um, I want you guys to remember, we're all gamers, and we all owe each other a level of respect and a level of professionalism and a level of kindness. So please, I ask whoever may join us live to, you know, keep the comments respectful. Do not, do not act immature or childish. This is not that type of show or segment. This is a very, very special day for me because I've been trying to do this with this YouTuber for quite some time. Um, and I think that after we have this little segment with this YouTuber today, we will definitely get to see another side, learn a lot from a side that we probably wouldn't think we could learn because, predominantly this community is always dominated by a certain type of gamer, or person. Um, so I want you to sit back, enjoy, relax, and be very kind and open-minded about everything that we're going to talk about. And like I said, this YouTuber is very refreshing. Um, I don't know how to put it in words. How wonderful and how great it feels to see the beginning of what can become something special and big from both sides of the pond, so to speak. And you'll understand why once I introduce them. So sit back, relax, and I hope you enjoy it. So without further ado, I would like to introduce my guests. And guests, please kindly introduce yourself.
Yo, 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 everybody. This is the Titanfall Princess. You know, the best Irish girl gamer on the planet, the one you love so much. How y'all doing?
How you doing, Titanfall? How's
I'm
everything,
doing
honey?
it's going well. It's going well. How you doing?
I guess I'm doing great because one, I'm here, and two, I'm talking to you. what can
Oh,
what
that's
can I what more
no,
can I
I,
ask for?
I feel honored to be on your show. And I'm gonna tell you something. I've never been interviewed before, so for all you guys out there, I'm a little nervous.
Uh, Oh, this you're so kind, you're so sweet, and don't be nervous because to be honest with you, I know it's the same setup as an interview, but I don't really want you to feel like it's an interview. I want you to kind of feel like it's just me, you, two gamers hanging out, having a beer, having a martini, having white wine, whatever you prefer. And mind you,
White
don't
wine.
forget red wine. Okay, so having a digital glass of red wine,
No, white
fantastic.
wine.
Oh, white wine. Okay, a digital glass of white wine. We sit down
Okay.
and we're gonna talk games, hopefully, and we're gonna talk about the passion and love for games, and and get to know you a little better. I think it's a great thing, and I'm happy. I'm excited to be honest with you. A lot of people have asked me to interview you or not interview you, have you as my next guest. And I know it's been a long time and a long road coming, but we're here, and that's what matters. And not to sound like I keep on a ramble because you're the star, obviously, and the guest, but to the viewers, the reason why I said what I said about the other side of the pond is because Nancy, as you can see, is a female gamer. But the difference with Nancy is, excuse me, for calling you Nancy,
No, it's okay.
For
No,
Titanfall
no,
Princess.
it's okay. People know me as Nancy too. They call me Nancy a lot too, so it's okay. Nancy or Titanfall Princess, it's fine. Either one.
Okay, thank you for your understanding. Um, is because she is a female gamer, and yeah, I know a lot of you are gonna be like, "Well, yeah, it's female gamers all the time." But to be honest with you, looking back at all of Nancy's catalog, as far as her videos go, and her charm, and her thoughts and her approach, I have to say I've never met a gamer that's a female that is a hardcore gamer like Nancy, or in this case, Titanfall Princess. And this is so refreshing because most of the girls in this community, as we know, they claim to be gamers, but when you see videos, all you see is them trying to show off their body assets. Now, am I saying that's a bad thing? No. It's not a bad, not it's necessarily a bad thing because if your woman's beautiful and she wants to show herself, that's fine. That's her choice. It's just refreshing because Nancy doesn't have to feel like she has to show anything but her love for gaming, and it's pure, it's real, and it's different because it's from the heart, and that's what we want as real gamers, not so-called gamers, real gamers. So
It's not only that though, he bought, you got to realize that it's besides, like you said, showing off things. They're only playing generally one game, Call of Duty or Gears, and
yes,
that's
very well,
it.
very good point. Yes,
And they don't.
yes.
They also don't show game collections off.
Right, right. And they don't, and you ask them questions about games from the past, and they won't even know the answer. And I find that you, Nancy, know your stuff, and that's what I like because I like that. It just, if you, if I will, it kind of, no disrespect to you or my wife, it turns me on. I think it's fantastic, but in a video game sense kind of way.
I know what you mean.
Not to sound weird. Okay, so Nancy, without further ado, I want to get into some topics with you. And the first thing I want to ask you to do is please take your digital wine, sit down on my digital couch, and enjoy yourself. Okay, feel free, feel
Okay.
home because mi casa is tu casa. Okay, that's why it's called Misala Productions. Oh, and real quick, before we get,
Muchas gracias.
oh, absolutely, you're very welcome. And before we go further, real quick, I want to give a shout out to intermediategaming.com and my boy Mr. 100 and the whole gang down there that I'm a great part of. I'm a part of this community. I'm a part of his movement. He has a lot of up and coming gamers and YouTubers, and they're all different. They're all fresh. They all bring a different take, and come by, give us support, and check it out. I mean, the worst that could happen is you like it or you don't. But he's fantastic. And shout out to all my ex-bodians on my community, my friends like Jay Long and Master Chief and and Sir Merkham and all the wonderful people that I've come to know day by day, day out. Say, Xbox All In, Sega Forever. E-Rock one. My boy E-Rock 9810. I forget his name, his numbers, and I know he's gonna kill me for it, but forgive me, E-Rock. You know what I mean. I'm so sorry, my friend. I always forget the
You're in
numbers.
trouble. You're gonna get some DMs now.
Yeah. I'm in trouble now. No, Rock is fantastic, wonderful human being, fantastic guy, fantastic. And and if you guys would want, you could come join our gaming. We have a gaming forum too on Facebook, a gaming group. It's World of Xbox / Windows 10 device. You're more welcome to join, but we don't like no pony stuff. So please, none of that immaturity. Just real hard nosed gaming topics and fun. Okay, Nancy, my question to you: are you
Yes.
sitting down?
I'm sitting. I got
You
my
have you
virtual
have your
wine.
wine?
Yes, I sure
Okay,
do.
fantastic. Oh, and Nancy, please, if at any point during the conversation you hear my mic crackle, because I have a problem with my mic for some reason, I got to figure it out. Please let me know because I don't want it to sound distorted. Okay?
No problem. Absolutely.
Thank you, sweetie. So, Nancy, the $1 million question. Okay,
Okay.
there's not a lot of girls that grow up saying, "Hey, I like playing video games." Most girls are growing up to say, "Hey, let's play with makeup. Let's play with Barbie dolls." Not to say that that's a bad thing, or let's play with girl toys in my house and play mommy and daddy with little baby dolls. In your case, I don't. I could be wrong, but I kind of get the vibe, or I kind of get the feeling that that wasn't the case with you. So my $1 million question is: how, when, where did you get your love and your interest for the very first time to be to gaming? Introduction to the gaming universe, world, community, life, whatever people may call it, and uh, you know, uh, who introduced you to it, or if it was anybody, and how did it all start?
Okay. Well, I may get a little emotional because it brings back actually good memories for me.
No, don't worry. Get emotional. I love that. I love it. I'm here with you, baby. I'm here with
You
you.
know. Okay. Well,
Mhm.
first of all, when I was a little girl, makeup we didn't mess with makeup. Makeup. I was brought up respectful that was for grown people to do. You know. Yeah, I had my dolls and everything, but I have older brothers, much older brothers. Okay,
Mhm. Mhm.
and I'd have to say my brother Joe,
Okay.
who's my heart, actually introduced me to gaming. He was a big gamer. He's a big gamer. And
Okay.
when I was a little girl,
Okay.
and he was older, of course, all the brothers got to watch little kids sometimes, take them out or do whatever. And he used to take me and he used to play Pac-Man.
Okay.
He started out playing Pac. He was a big Pac-Man person. In fact, not to bring him into this, but it just brings back good memories. Him and one other guy who's a famous painter in our area, who passed away. Let him rest in peace. They used to have contests, and people used to gather
Rest in
around them and bet money on it. They used to turn that game over for hours on
Mm.
Pac-Man. Yeah, I mean, yeah, and I'm
Wonderful.
talking about in an arcade, man. They had a
Right.
section in
Right.
the building.
I
They had a
assumed that
section.
you were talking about the
Yeah.
arcade because you said that they did tournaments about who could turn it over. Okay.
Yeah, well, they
Okay.
did.
Go
They
ahead.
played for hours, but he
Okay.
got me. He actually got me started, and when I was a little girl, he got me a Super Nintendo, and with Donkey Kong Country on it, and
Okay. Okay. Okay.
just beat.
So wait a second, real quick, before you go further. So it's safe to say, or correct me if I'm wrong, you
Okay.
used to go with your brother to the arcades, and he would drag you along with him, like you would bring you with him.
Well, like one time, my mom asked him to watch me,
Hmm.
because she was taking care of some stuff. So he said, no problem. He said,
Hmm.
but I'm going to go to the arcade, and
Okay.
so I always get excited about doing that. And then when I was watching him play, it was, and I see everybody enjoying the excitement around him. It that just hit me, and it just grew from there. Actually,
Right.
I
Okay.
tried. He
Wonderful.
got he got me a stool and tried to get me, to play it.
Nice. Nice.
He got me like a
Okay.
little, because I'm short and I was short then too, and he got there and let me sit down and try to teach me how to play and everything. And he made it fun. He made it enjoyable. It wasn't a chore to him. So every time he said he was going somewhere, I was like, "You going to the yard? Can I come? Can I come? Can I come?" I just get excited and I wanted to go. And as long as it wasn't late, my mom used to let me go. And he said, "Yeah, sure, you can come."
Oh, you sound like
And
a wonderful brother.
he's the best. He's the
Nice.
best. He's the best. I got some good older brothers. They were very good to me and taught me things. You know, even as far as they even taught me how to drive, and besides gaming, I mean, they did a lot for me. You
That's
know,
amazing. That's wonderful. That's also very nice and refreshing to hear because I don't hear a lot of people with stories like that. Not just the fact that you're a young little girl at the time, but I never really saw that either. Most of the time when I went to my arcade locally, it was just guys, teenagers, never with their little sister. So the fact that you're telling me that, I wish I was there to see it because that would have been so cool. From my perspective and my point of view, I thought it would have been amazing. I would have thought it was so cool. So, shout outs to your brother Joe. I think that's fantastic. And I think that was wonderful of him to introduce you to this world because, gaming is awesome and you're experiencing it yourself hands on through all these years. So,
and it's not only that we introduced me to it. He also gave me another outlet because you always had kids trying to get you into bad things
right,
and
right.
whatever, and so he found other little kids around the area that were my age. Like maybe his friends had younger brothers and sisters or whatever. So I had
Mhm.
little kids to play with too when I was learning.
Right.
So I
Okay.
got to a different environment as opposed to, I wasn't one of those people that ran the streets hanging out all the time. I mean, yeah, I did go out and I played, things, ball or whatever
Hmm.
outside. I wasn't a tomboy, but I just enjoyed those things, and
Right.
I have
It's
older
healthy.
siblings
It's
that
healthy.
made it fun. Yeah, and I've
It's
had older
healthy.
siblings that made it fun for me, you know.
Nice. Nice.
Which was perfect. I mean, that's why I get so emotional because I think back and sometimes, I'm like, because like we're spread out now, a little bit. I mean, I'm still in touch with them all, but we're like spread out. We can't see each other every day or whatever. So when we talk about the old times and when we used to do this, we did, and I said sometimes I wish I can go back to those days because it was so much fun, and
Oh yeah.
you
Everything
taught
was
me
so
so
much easier
much.
then.
Yeah.
Hmm.
It wasn't that it was easy. Well, yeah, when you get older, people can't wait until they get 18. When you get 18, yeah,
Because you
stay
regret it.
young, go play
You
video games.
regret it. Don't rush it. Don't rush it.
Don't rush it.
Okay,
But
Nancy. So that's wonderful. I love that. I think that's fantastic. Fantastic. That's one of the main reasons why I wanted to do this interview with you so badly because I knew we were going to hear interesting things because I knew this had to stem itself from somewhere unusually unexpected, from somewhere different that you normally wouldn't hear. Um,
yeah,
let me ask you.
especially from a girl because most of them
That's what I'm
maybe
saying.
maybe may meet a guy that they're dating and they're into it, so they start playing.
Hmm. Right.
I started when I was
They get late
real
in the
little.
game. Late in the game.
Yeah.
So
I would lose all the time. Don't get me wrong. I would lose all the time, but I had fun trying. I used to get mad. My brother goes, "No, you can't get mad. You gotta let me show you again. Don't
right,
get upset. This is going to be fun because when you're real little, you get frustrated when you don't know how to do
right,
something.
right.
So
Absolutely. Yeah.
so he taught me. Okay, I mean, I'll do it now on a fighting game if somebody's, if I'm online and somebody did something, like, damn, but it's different now because I've learned the different types of games, the different styles, and I've learned how to play without frustration if I lose. You
Right.
know what I'm saying?
Okay. You have to definitely have patience when you're playing games and video games, especially when you're in the competitive side, like when you're playing fighters or
Online,
Call
yeah,
of Duty or
like
online.
for
You know.
example, um, Street Fighter 3, Third Strike. I learned a
Hmm.
lot from playing the game.
Right. Okay. Okay.
I learned a lot. I lost a lot, but I learned a lot. Um, so yeah, I mean, like I said, it is different for a girl because I mean we're more emotional. So when you're little, if you can get into it at that point, you'll be better off later on. But for me, it made it more love because I had so much support from my family even,
Because they
which
didn't look
meant
at
a
it as
lot.
something weird, like, oh,
No,
little girls don't do that, or little girls don't play games. You know what I'm saying?
exactly.
That's amazing. That's wonderful. I love that. That's fantastic. Like I said, shout out to your brother. That is really awesome. I tried to do that with my little girls. My girls love gaming too, and they like it heavy, but they fight because they always want to get turned before the other or beat each other
Yeah.
to the turn. You know how that is with siblings. So Nancy, what was uh did you go to the arcade a lot, or was it something that you just went once in a while and you basically game more at home? Or and if you did go to the arcade, what was the name of your local arcade, and how often did you go? What were your favorite games to play? And if you have a favorite game that was in the arcade, which everybody should, what was it?
Well, I did a little bit of both. Okay.
Okay.
Since I was little, I can only, I could only go with my brother or my mom or something like that, my brothers or something, because you know, I wasn't allowed to go by myself.
Right, right,
Okay.
right. But through the years, as
Um,
you went older and got to the teenager, also, you continually go to the arcades too, or was it something that you just did it when you were younger, then you just completely went straight
no,
console and
no, I did until they was tearing them all down. In
right,
the
right.
in the 90s, because I was still young then. So I was like teenager then. So
Mhm.
they started getting rid of them. But there was two. One was called Sandy's.
Sandy's, okay.
Okay, and there was another one called Nick's Arcade.
Nick's, oh, nice. Yeah, I had one
Nick's
in
and
my area
Sandy's.
called the Green Acorn Arcade. That was the name of it, and the gentleman that owned it was named Tom. Very nice guy. We used to trade Dunruss baseball cards with him because he also did baseball trading in there. He had hamburgers and hot dogs and potato chips. We used to buy little snacks and hang out. But it was an awesome little, cozy, small little arcade. But it felt like a home. It was just he was really nice to the kids, and there wasn't a lot of games, but he had good stuff. He always made sure he had the good games, and it was always nice. It was always nice. But it was one of the, I was there. If I wasn't home, I was there. You know what I mean? So
Well, the
it
other
was
thing is,
cool.
the reason I got into those arcades is because my other brother, one of my other
Mhm.
brothers, who I'm close
Okay.
with, when he was a teenager before he really got, and I was little, and he was a teenager, like 17, 18, right before, he was, leaving high school or whatever, and before he got a real job, um, like as he calls it, a real job. Uh, yeah, that's what he call it. This is fun.
Well,
It
what
wasn't
is
a
a real
job to
job
me.
nowadays? What is a real
Yeah,
job nowadays?
no, who knows? But he actually worked. My other brother used to actually work at the arcade.
Nice, nice, nice.
So I have a family that plays. So my other
Sounds
brother
like your
actually worked.
family. It sounds to me like your family are gamers.
Believe it or not, I'm gonna tell you something. My mom and my dad, when we were real little, like she'd get my older brothers to watch us, like when they wanted to go out. Them two would go down to the arcade and play um, Pac-Man and Mrs. Pac-Man. My mom was
Okay.
even.
Nice, nice. I like that.
My dad did it. You know, they bought the GameCube, and they were playing on GameCube and everything else. Like later on in life, they did that. But yeah, they used to game a little bit too. That's why I'm saying I come
Oh my
from a little
goodness,
bit.
that's amazing. That's wonderful. Your parents must be really cool. That's great. I
Yeah,
can't even.
now they're good.
I
They're good
couldn't.
people.
Nice. I'm glad. I'm so glad. I couldn't even imagine seeing my mother play a game. I never saw her do it. That would have been so weird for me. To
Oh, trust me,
be
it
honest.
was weird. When I went down with them the first time and I saw them play when we went in the afternoon, like on a weekend when when Dad was off work, I was like, and I'm watching her, and she didn't do that well, but she did pretty good. She did. I said, Ma, you're doing so good. Whatever. She goes, Nah. She said your dad does a lot better than I do. And she was propping him up, and he's saying, Nah, she does good, and he's propping her up, and so it was fun. But um, you were asking also about my favorite games. Well, I like the
Right.
Pac-Man
Arcade.
games.
Arcade. Yeah. Do
Yeah.
you have any favorites?
When
Do you have a
well,
particular favorite?
Well, there was a couple that I played when I was a teenager. I liked the Pac-Mans. I loved Phoenix. I
Okay.
loved Millipedes and Centipedes.
Hmm.
I liked some of the shooting games. I loved pinball. I mean, I used to get extra credits on pinball. I used to know how to shake the machine without tilting it, and you
Nice.
know, I used to have
You
people
little
watch me
snake.
play. You
You
know,
little sneak. You little sneak. That's hard to
yeah,
do. It's hard to shake it without tilting it. That's pretty good.
you just have to have the right moves. You know what I'm saying? Just do it
Yeah,
fast.
there you go. That's cheating. That's cheating. That
No,
is a
it's not.
feminine. That's a feminine gift.
Yeah, but those are the type games, that I was playing, at the arcade.
That's
When I did go.
so Centipede, Phoenix. That's great. That's fantastic. That's wonderful. And that's for all those who might view this later on. Those are probably games that a lot of people don't even know what they are. But that's besides the point. Um,
Well, if they
so
were around, if they were even young in the '90s, they should, like I
yeah,
was.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. But to be honest with you, I just with my experience of what I've seen, there's a lot of people that don't they're not real gamers. They don't know what it is. Now, me
Yeah.
personally, Sega was my favorite arcade company. Period, hands down. I loved everything Sega did. I
Oh
was a
yeah, I
big
love Sega.
fanboy. I still fanboy to this day. And we can talk about something later on that I'm going to touch on that I noticed in one of your videos, and I just that's what blew my mind with you, which I thought was great. Um, so, what was your first home console, and who gave
My
it to you?
my first home console was the Super Nintendo, which my big brother gave me.
That's right. You said Joe gave it to you, right?
Yeah.
Wow, Super Nintendo. So, did you ever own anything else before Super Nintendo?
Before Super Nintendo,
Ever? Like
I
even as you got
personally
older?
did. My brothers may have. My brothers had some things that I played on, but no, I was too little really to own too many when I was that young.
Right, but as you got older, did you ever
Oh,
went back and purchased a Master System,
well,
NES?
as I got older, I
Things like
had.
that.
Well, as I got older, I had Sega Saturn. Okay, I had the Sega Genesis.
Nice, nice.
I had the Super Nintendo.
NES, your first
Uh,
Nintendo. Did you ever own the NES?
the NES. No, I didn't have the NES. I
Okay,
have the
fair
NES
enough, fair enough. So, what were your best experiences with the Super Nintendo? What games you liked on
on
there?
the Super
What are your favorites?
Nintendo.
Yeah, a couple of your favorites.
Um,
You
Let me
know, you
think here. I gotta think now. I gotta think back now because I'm gonna.
no, go ahead. That's what I want
Uh,
people to know what Nancy has played.
Super Punch Out was one of them.
Oh, Super Punch Out's
You
good.
remember that?
Yes, that was a good one.
It was
Hmm.
hard though because you had to keep
But people
like
didn't.
ducking
People
and
were
weaving
people
and.
were mad because right because remember it didn't have not supposed to because Mike Tyson's no longer a boss for
Yeah.
Mike Tyson Punch Out or the era
Your
itself. It was
just so you know, your
fantastic.
your mic is fading a little bit.
Okay, no,
Okay.
no problem. But
Uh,
the, but
I'm
but the
trying to.
game itself was wonderful.
Yeah, the one of the other ones was it Final Fantasy 3?
Okay, Final Fantasy 3. So you like RPGs too?
Yeah. Final Fight.
Nice.
I'm trying to think off the top of my head now because I gotta go back a little
Just
bit
to let
now.
you know,
Um,
just to let
World Heroes.
was a good one. That's from SNK. That was a Neo Geo game at one point. I remember.
I'm trying to think. Oh God. So you got me good with this one because now I gotta think back.
Take time.
Um,
It's all right. That's the whole point. I want you to remember because this is great time.
yeah. Of course, like the Donkey Kong
Did you
and
ever
oh,
did you ever play
Killer
did you ever
Instinct.
play
Did I play? Well, you're fading out again. Did I ever play what?
Instinct? Ac-
Your mic again.
did you ever play
No, someone with your mic, you're going. Ooh, no.
uh, hear me?
You're still fading. There's still like an echo in the background.
Oh, an echo. Okay,
Oh,
how
there it
about
goes.
now?
Yeah.
Have you ever played ActRaiser?
ActRaiser. I'm trying to think.
It was a 2D
Yeah.
side
Yes.
scroller
Yes.
with a
Yes.
knight that
Yeah.
was
I
he
also.
was blue.
Yeah. Then I have Fighter's History,
Mm-hmm.
Axlay, to name it.
Nice.
More.
Yeah,
Um,
nice.
Ario Fighters.
Okay, okay. Did you have a
So
favorite? Did you have a favorite out of all the ones you played?
that- actually, I just love gaming. It's hard to pick
You
favorites
like them all,
sometimes.
basically. You like
Yeah,
them
it's
all.
hard. It's
No,
but
I get you. I get you. I'm with you. I'm with you.
some people
Just
gotta
to let you.
understand that. It's hard when you play some games that and you get into them, especially like fighting games or shooting games or
Mhm.
RPGs, and you just I have so many games that it's even hard to even play them all now.
Right, right. Yeah, I feel you. I'm in the same boat. I have so many games that I try to. It feels like playing catch up, and it's almost impossible.
Oh, and also sometimes, maybe at times, I played Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh yeah, I still own the arcade one on the Xbox Live Arcade. Yeah, that's a classic.
Yeah, I
Turtles
got
in
that.
Time
I actually,
and the Ninja Turtles.
I actually got my little Ninja Turtle dolls.
Oh, cool, cool
The little
deal. Yeah,
Yeah, I got
nice.
those. Yeah, I have
Yeah,
those.
I'm a toy collector myself. I have about 7,000 figures, maybe 10.
Wow, you got a
Yeah,
lot of it.
yeah, I'm a
You
toy
might get
collector.
you might get staticky again.
Thank you, Time.
Oh, you're welcome.
Yeah, 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 about 7,000 figures maybe, but I've been collecting for
Wow.
almost 18 years, so it's been a long time. I want to let you know though
I got to ask
that
you one question though, real quick. Do you
yeah, go
remember?
ahead.
Do you remember Super Star Wars?
I still own them for the on the Wii U. I have them because they were on
Okay.
the Wii. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, of course I do. Those were one of the best Star Wars games, but they were hard.
Yeah, they were very hard. But see, you know what?
Holy crap!
I gotta jump in because the people who do know me and like me, they know I like to bust chops and ask questions too. So it's just
No,
showing who
no,
I am. That's me.
no, no. Don't worry. You could ask me whatever you want. That's exactly what I want. I want you to be you. That's the whole point.
And
There's no
the other thing is I loved Castlevania 4. Did you?
oh Castlevania 4, the Curse, Dracula's Curse, I believe, right? That's what it's called.
Oh, boy, you're staticky again.
I believe that one was Dracula's Curse, right, for the Super Nintendo,
Yeah,
Part 4. Yeah, that was
yeah,
a classic. That game was
yeah.
classic.
See?
That was classic. I will tell you this.
Yes.
I love beat 'em ups. Beat 'em ups is my favorite genre of all the
Oh,
genres in gaming.
I love to
So
beat
when you
people up.
when you said Final Fight, that's a classic. My one of my
Yes.
all-time favorite games is got to be Streets of Rage 1 and Streets of Rage 2.
Oh,
I
I forgot about the
love
Streets of Rage. Yeah.
those
Oh
were on
shit.
those were on Genesis, but
Excuse
I
me. Yeah,
love
on Genesis,
beat
but
'em
yeah.
up.
Oh, I love to fight. You got to see me. I do. I even did. For those who didn't watch, I did a couch co-op, and I played UFC with my boo.
Oh,
Right?
okay.
Yeah,
Nice.
guess what? I gave him 3 L's in a row.
You're an animal. You're a beast.
I love beat 'em ups. I love beat
Yeah,
'em ups. I really do. I
nice.
like anything to fight. To fight. Any fighting game that you could fight. I love it.
Well,
You know.
I like the shirt you have on your avatar. Charlie Murders is a pretty nice beat 'em up in the
Yeah.
art, which is wonderful. A lot of people don't even know about that game.
It's just like Guardian Heroes, which is a great game from Sega Saturn.
Yeah. Yes, which the Xbox Live
Guardian
Marketplace I
Heroes.
also own.
Yeah.
Yeah, I also
All
own
right. All right. Now your
that
mic.
Nintendo.
Now your mic sounds like you're going. Oh, 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 oh. It's not static now.
I also have the ones that were on SP for the Guardian Superheroes it was called, which was the
Right.
sequel, and they also remember Gunstar Heroes.
Yes. Yes.
Do you remember Gunstar Heroes on Genesis?
Of course. I had a Genesis. I have a
Okay, well
Genesis. I have a Genesis
they
here
did
right now.
right, right. Well, they did the sequel for that too on the Game Boy SP, which was it was called Guardian here. Gunstar Superheroes, it was called. That was the title of it, which was also pretty awesome. All right, so um, what have been all the consoles that you've been able to obtain and have and own through the years until this point that obviously you play on Xbox One, and I believe you have a PlayStation 4 also, right?
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
I have. All right. I've had, like I told you, Sega Saturn.
Mm-hmm.
Um, let's see. Let's go. Let's go back again. Sega Saturn, Super Nintendo, Dreamcast, um, PS2 Slim, PS3, PS4, OG Xbox, um,
Nice.
360, Xbox One, GameCube. I'm trying to think if I missed any. Uh,
TurboGrafx. You ever
oh,
own the
yeah,
TurboGrafx?
no, I'm not done yet. Wii U,
Mm, nice.
and
Have you ever?
most of these I have right here in my home.
Nice. You still own them.
Most of them, yeah. Yep.
Nice. Did you ever own the Neo Geo, or did you ever own the TurboGrafx 16?
I had a Neo Geo, yeah.
What
And what
about
was
a
the
Turbo?
other one?
The TurboGrafx
No,
16 from
no,
NEC? Oh,
no.
oh, that was a great console. If you ever have a chance to pick one up and cheap, get it. It's a very nice console. Very nice console.
Okay,
It was very
okay.
nice. 16-bit console. Um, so Nancy, um, do you have a favorite?
Do I have a favorite console?
Like, yeah,
I
like
actually love
you have
all
a
my
favorite?
consoles, but if I have to go back through all of them,
Mhm.
when it was out and big, Sega Saturn was awesome.
Wow, you just stole my heart. You see what I'm saying? I got to get a divorce. That's it.
Sega Saturn. Uh,
Yes, I love the Sega Saturn too.
it's great. It was a great console. I mean,
It
for
was
its time, it was the
so
best.
underappreciated
It
console.
was
It was
underappreciated,
such a
and it's a
good
damn shame,
console.
that it didn't get all the support it really should have had from gamers.
The third party developers, yeah,
Yeah.
and you know it's a
And then
shame because
if I go to
go
some of the
ahead.
other ones, from there, out of the other consoles, 360 I love, okay, Super Nintendo, the Sega Genesis,
I think everybody
those,
in the world loves 360.
yeah, GameCube, I love GameCube,
Nice, another good one.
okay,
Yes.
and then if people don't realize it or not, but the PS2 Slim wasn't it has a lot of games, a lot of good games, and is a pretty good console, the Slim.
Well, the PS2 is a good console. My only problem with the PlayStation consoles, all of them actually, even one, was that they didn't have a lot of first party games that they created. Other stuff was third party, kind of like what
That's true.
Nintendo did back
Yeah,
then.
that's true.
That's my biggest gripe. They had some, like Twisted Metal Black, Moto GP. Then they had some people that were under their wing that they own as developers. If I'm not mistaken, like Polyphony that did the Gran Turismo series, and Siphon Filter and Crash Bandicoot before they lost their
Yeah.
license to Activision. But like I always owned PlayStation consoles, but I always owned them after the fact. Kind of like when they were dying out. I bought them at a cheap price and basically got them for Sega games that never came out on any other console. Because Sega always did a lot of deals with Sony on their consoles and brought out a lot of games that never came out either on GameCube or Nintendo's consoles, any
You're
other
right.
one,
Yeah,
or
you're
even
absolutely right.
on Xbox. That's why the
Right.
OG Xbox holds a very close place to my heart
Soft
because
spot. Yeah.
it was right after Sega died out of the console space with Dreamcast, which was probably my favorite console of all times.
I would
Um,
agree. I would agree. If anybody ever played a Dreamcast,
well,
they would have to agree with that because it really was a phenomenal console. I'm sorry,
right.
it
Plus, this is
was.
the argument. I know a lot of people say no, it's 360, and you're right, it is. But
Well, maybe currently, but you're talking about.
it's Dreamcast. The reason why I say Dreamcast. I'm sorry, Names. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, go
The
ahead.
reason
No,
why
continue.
the reason why I say Dreamcast is because in the short period of time that it was the greatest console with the best software in such a short period of time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that. I do.
And that's basically why I'm saying that for me, it's the best all-time console. If I had to pick one, but the OGO hold a very soft spot in my heart because they did that 12 deal game deal with Microsoft, and they brought out classics like the Mazor Dragon Ortha, which is probably one of my favorite series. I love dragons. I love Lair on PS3. I love Crimson Dragon, even though a lot of people bash the game, but it's a
Yeah.
very well made game. It's a very simple game, but it's very well made in the Xbox One right now. It was a launch title. It's exclusive. It's not available
You
anywhere else.
got static again.
It's a launch title, but it's exclusive. It's only available on the
Right.
Xbox One. It's a digital download title, so it's fairly affordable. It's cheap, but it's very well made. Even though it's a different approach, I loved that. I love the Crimson Dragon for the fact that it was a spiritual successor to Panzer Dragoon. Same creator. One of my favorite all time.
Your mic again, he bought.
It was one of my favorite all time. Thank you, sweetie. It was one of my favorite
I'm
all
sorry,
time.
just there's a lot of static in my ear, and then I can't hear you, and I
No, no,
hate to have.
no. That's what I
Oh,
want you to do. I want you to do that because I don't know. I can't hear it on my end. That's perfectly fine. Don't worry. No
okay.
worries. I'm not gonna get mad. No worries. I appreciate it. You helping me
No,
keep it clear.
yeah, but I just don't like. Yeah. Well, yeah, that way the viewers can hear you too.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So it's one of my favorites. So yeah, I'm so glad to hear that you said it was Sega Saturn. Sega Saturn was a wonderful console
But
and so
the Dreamcast also
underappreciated.
had it is, but the Dreamcast also had a lot of fighting games, which I love.
Oh yeah, and fighting games that you can't get anywhere else either. Like uh what was called Project Justice, which I still own, which was basically Rival Schools, the sequel to Rival Schools. I don't know if you ever played it. You know which one I'm talking about, right? Project Justice.
Yeah.
I have that still. Sort of Berserk, Guts Rage, which I also loved. Um, I also still own Zombies Revenge, which is the side story to House of the Dead, which is a beat 'em up, which I told you I
What
love
about
beat 'em
Power
ups.
Stone?
Still own Power Stone 1 and 2, absolutely, from Capcom.
Have what about heavy metal?
Heavy Metal,
Geomet heavy
Heavy
metal.
Metal Geometrics, which also used, they also used the same engine for the Spawn game. Remember Spawn?
Oh, I love Spawn.
Right. They use the
I
same
love Spawn.
Heavy Metal Geometrics use the same engine as Spawn. So yeah, I have that too. I have that. I still own Mach X. I still own uh I own a lot of
What about
Shenmue
Last Blade?
One. Which one?
What about Last Blade?
Oh, Last Blade. Yes, that's that spiritual successor to Samurai Showdown.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have that too. Last Blade is another fantastic game.
Marvel
Uh,
versus Capcom.
I have part two. Yeah, Marvel's
Part
Capcom
two.
2. Yeah,
Yeah.
I have it. Yeah, I still have that. Um,
What about SNK versus Capcom?
SNK, I'm being. Yes, I have that too. I have the King of Fighters Evolution
Muchas
98.
gracias.
No, thank you.
Yo
I have
comprendo
the.
español un poco.
Oh, qué bueno, qué bueno. Muy bueno, muy bueno. Um, I also own what was the other one? The sequel to the Saturn game, to the Die Hard arcade game. I have a Dynamite Cop. I have that as
Oh
well.
yeah, yeah. I forgot about that
Well,
one.
another beat 'em up. Like I said, I love beat 'em ups. I love beat 'em ups.
I
I have
know.
Out Trigger, which was also wonderful. It's an arena based style game where you fight in the arena and and you kill people and you go on to the next level.
Right.
Kind of like the club. Remember the club that came out for 360 from Sega? That game, the club that you had to fight thugs in certain arenas.
Oh yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
remember
Oh,
that?
yeah. You're bringing back some stuff I forgot about right now because I'm so You know what it is? Because I'm thinking so much about what's going on in like this generation now and all the other stuff that it's actually got me. You're bringing back some good stuff.
Yeah, yeah. Nothing. I'm glad I am because it's what makes it's what makes our hobby from all other hobbies unique. If you,
All right? What's? There's another one. What's the game with Capcom Fighters? It's a beat 'em up, and you can
Mhm.
use Cammy and Mega Man.
Oh,
Which
I
one
have
is
that
that?
too. It's actually a shooter fighter. I know what you're talking about. You're
Right.
talking about Cannon Spike.
Yes. Yes. Okay.
Yeah,
I
I
couldn't think
know.
of the name of it.
Yeah, you could also unlock Little Red Riding Hood from Darkstalkers, and you could unlock
Yeah.
Mega Man. That was a wonderful game. That game was
I love Mega
awesome.
Man, and I love Mega Man
Yes.
too. I love playing Mega
Oh
Man.
yes.
It's fun to
Hey,
play.
speaking of Mega Man, that you brought it up. Remember, what's the game? Oh, Mega Man Zero on the Sega Saturn when you could play as Zero. Oh, that game was phenomenal. I love
Yes.
that game.
And Mega Man X4 on Sega Saturn as well.
Yes, 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 yes.
See, there's a, you know what? His interview is kind of cool because now a lot of people, can see, what I'm about, and you know,
Like I said, you know your stuff.
you're bringing back some old memories, but they were all good memories, which is, believe it or not, Ebot, at this point, that's something I needed to go back and do. No, only because, people already know my mom's real sick, okay, and I'm back and
Right.
forth to the hospital and everything. So to
Right.
actually bring up things that I did with my family and, and all that, it just shows more, it just gives me more appreciation for my parents and my family that were there for
Right.
me.
I'm glad I can help, even though it may be in a little way, but I'm glad I can help. The point is, I knew from the moment I saw your videos, and I'll tell you why, that you were the real deal because you had games. You did two videos that were gaming montages, and in those gaming montages, if anybody follows your channel, they'll know that you put games there. Some people that I know to this point and to this day that consider themselves hardcore gamers, quote unquote, don't even know what they are. One of them being Urban Chaos,
Oh yeah,
which was on the PS2, and
right.
there was other things
Beat 'em up, yeah.
like Genji. There was other things like
Yeah, that I put on my montage you're talking about.
yes, yeah, Genji's
Yes,
an amazing game. The Bujin Guy is another amazing game that was on PS2.
yes.
Um, uh, Plus, I saw that you liked you knew about things like Ninja Blade, which Ninja Blade is one of my favorite
I like Ninja Blade.
Xbox 360 exclusive. That game is amazing.
I like that. What do you think of the Punisher?
Punisher's the classic, one of the best superhero games that came out. And I remember when it came out back then, they tried to dog it and give it a bad review and said that it was like, a 2 or a 3. And I was like, oh no, you're kidding. It had over 175 environmental kills at that point. That point, they were doing something revolutionary. You
Yeah.
could put the guy's head in the water and the piranhas would eat his face off. Like it was great. It was fantastic. I still own it for the OG Xbox,
Oh,
believe it or not.
yeah, I have the Punisher. I have the old
And
and
the
the new.
cool thing about The Punisher is one of the few games, if I'm not mistaken, that you can actually still play on the 360 because it was
Yes, you can
backwards.
play
It,
him.
it was it was backwards compact. So that's the other cool thing about it.
Yep.
But the cool and a lot of things. What funny? A lot of people don't even know that the guys who did thing like Ninja Blade were the same guys that are doing all the Dark Souls games now, which I wish they stopped doing and did something like Ninja Blade 2 and go back to their roots and do like Mechasoft 3 or 5 or 6, whichever part it was, because they do more than just Dark Souls. Even though I love that people love Dark Souls, I just wanted them to do the old stuff that they have done as well. Um, so and a lot of people don't know that. They did two of my all-time favorite games on OG Xbox, but I'll say what they are later. Um, so Nancy, let me ask you a question that I'm curious about. How did you? And I hope I'm not, I'm not crossing any lines. If you don't want to tell me, it's fine.
If
But
not, if
I'm
you want just virtual, I'll do a virtual smack. That's all.
no problem. I deserve it. I deserve it. No problem. I'm curious. How did you, I guess, get on the scene on YouTube and decided I'm gonna do this and try to do what predominantly is dominated on this moment in time in the gaming community, especially by males, to do YouTube the way you're doing it with your approach, basically concentrating mainly on games and being a gamer. How did the door open for you? How did the idea came to you? How did you say, well, you know what, maybe I should do this? It's fun. I like what I'm doing, and maybe I'll motivate other girls that like games like me to try to do it and have fun and be healthy in the gaming community and in YouTube, in the gaming YouTube community, because you don't see a lot of girls doing it the way that you're doing it with your style, your approach, and on your level, being a purist, a pure gamer. So, if you don't mind, if you be so kind,
No, I don't mind.
give me some of that
Actually,
story.
the reason I decided to do it is one because I love gaming. Okay. Two is
Right, which is
I
obvious.
yeah. Two is I watched a lot of other people do it, and it
Mhm.
looked like fun to do.
Right.
And I also thought, and I also wanted to try it because I didn't know how it was going to work out. Which when I got on, I got a lot of hate for it, but they can all, take that somewhere else. That don't bother me. I got thick skin.
Right.
I'm going to keep it clean, on air. So,
Hmm.
but there weren't. I didn't see any women doing it, and I thought that there should be a woman's perspective because I've had people in my family, like I even said, my mom did it, and
Hmm.
everything else. So I think that I know there was a couple female gamers out there, but I thought they were doing it in the wrong way. Um, they weren't doing real hardcore gaming. And
Hmm.
I thought that people should know that there are women out there that are hardcore gamers, and that will show what we can do by putting up the gameplays, putting up the collection,
Hmm.
talking to people about gaming, and things like that. That we're not just these, you know, although we are beautiful, but we're not just these, little models sitting there just trying to be cute. We're gamers as well, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's not just for, you know, and not to say no, hope nobody takes offense, but it's not just for guys.
Right. Hmm. Hmm.
You know, I mean, if that was the case, you wouldn't have families, buying the Wii and the Wii U for their children because there's a lot of girls there too, girls and
Right.
boys.
Right. Right.
They wouldn't be buying consoles. I mean, my brother's buying, bought his, kid, consoles, the Xbox and all that. They had Game Cubes. They had, he got them. They game too. So I just thought
Mhm.
it was important that there was a woman's perspective out there on gaming and just create something different. I like to be different.
Right. Right. Right.
I honestly like to be different. And I like to do things my way, not the way everybody else does it.
Right. Which is fantastic. I think it's great. But how did you? So okay. So how did you? Who helped you? Like who helped you do Titanfall Princess channel? Do your first video? Was it all you? Anybody within the community that might have been doing it already that reached out to you and say, "Hey, listen, I can help you," or did you reach out to somebody? Like how did it happen?
Um, well, most of it, a lot of it, I researched myself. I didn't really have anybody, come, just jump in or whatever. Um, um, I actually at one point, my ex, who people uh, think is all his stuff, when he was on it, that I'm him, that I'm a tranny, Mr. P
Oh,
Flows.
okay, okay.
I know how to do things from when he used to do stuff on, his own stuff.
Oh, okay,
So I
okay.
mean,
So
so
your
that's how I actually,
ex-boyfriend,
yeah,
your
he
ex-boyfriend
actually,
had a
I
channel and
actually,
did it too at one point.
he uploaded some stuff, yeah, and did some things.
Okay,
That's
and
why
he
his
taught.
name is associated with it. So he kind of taught me how to do it. So when I was, when he wasn't around, and I decided to do this because I said, I want to get more involved in the community because I actually love the gaming community.
Okay,
I just decided to get up and go ahead and do it.
nice. Okay, okay. I'm pretty sure it must have been nerve-wracking, intimidating, because you don't really want to embarrass yourself, but at the same time,
Exactly. I was very nervous. I
you
was
don't want people
very nervous.
right, and you don't want people to judge you for the wrong reasons. So I'm pretty sure it must have been a pretty nerve-wracking feat, I guess, if you want, if you will.
It was nerve wracking to get it started. And I noticed that, I go look back to my older videos and sometimes I talked like I thought I talked maybe way too loud or aggressive in them. So
Hmm.
as you see, as it goes on, I tone that down a little bit. Unless something really gets to me, I have to bring a point out, then I'll do it.
Right.
But,
Okay.
so, and the other thing is, the other thing that was hard in the beginning is like, I started in like the second week in November, roughly.
Okay.
And before even Thanksgiving hit, and even on Thanksgiving, I was getting so much hate, being called names, being called a dude, being called a tranny,
Hmm.
being called
This happened
a
to you within the
whore.
community? Within the
Yes,
community? Wow,
yes,
really? Oh, wow. Wow.
yes, yeah.
Okay. Go ahead.
I was getting a lot in the beginning, a lot of hate, all the way even through Christmas.
Wow.
It's dying down. It's dying down some.
Okay.
but I'm getting a lot I still get a lot, and believe it or not, which bothers me a lot, and I have to say this,
Hmm.
and because you're one person that will understand it, and I think the people that actually listen to you will understand it as well, because if they listen to you, they got a better understanding about how you think and how you feel.
Okay.
And
Thank you, by the
this
way.
is, you're welcome. This is I'm getting a lot of hate from a lot of people in the Xbox community,
Okay.
which I think is terrible considering how much I've done, all the support I've given to the Xbox community, all
Okay.
the people, if they were, being bad mouthed, I was like, you can't, you don't know these people, don't do that, that you're wrong, or
Hmm.
whatever. I defended a lot of people,
Hmm.
and I think I brought a lot to the community,
Okay.
brought out the good and bad with all the consoles. I didn't, do any of that. And I still don't understand why you would hate on me besides the fact that I'm a girl gamer. That's the only thing I can think of. Or that
Okay.
I'm starting to come up faster than some people that are out there and have a channel for 2 years, and maybe they're not getting anywhere. I don't know.
Right.
And
Okay.
you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
that's one thing that bothers me. I do love, I love gaming, like I said, in the community, but some people that are in it need to really check themselves, because you don't know people. And I'm glad you're doing this, because maybe they'll listen and see that I'm just a girl. I'm human. You know what I'm saying? I got feelings, and
Right.
there's no reason to do this,
Well, this is
because
a
I don't pick on. But the thing is, I don't pick on nobody, but they'll come and pick on me.
right. Right. Well, this is what I can say. For first of all, for the community or whoever was mean to you and have done mean things to you, I apologize to you for them. Because I'm part of that community as far as being a gamer, being a male, and that's pretty embarrassing. That's pretty pathetic to know that people would do that and go to that length, especially that you're a girl and a young woman, or a woman in your case, um, and you're really not causing anybody any harm or no threat, to be honest, because
Exactly.
you're bringing a unique approach and style and flavor to this community and YouTube. But I would tell you this: for those who do know you already, we've gotten the privilege to get to know you better on a closer and more intimate level within the community. Um, you know, I'm pretty sure they can reach out with to you, or at least they should, and talk to you and ask you whatever they need to ask you if they feel uncomfortable or if they don't understand what you might do or what you might not do. Because I think it's the best way to keep a good, healthy friendship that you establish, obviously, as you do these
Correct.
things.
Yeah.
As you do these things like podcast and pod chats in my case, or even hang out on Xbox Live Chat, and things like that. Uh, and I think they owe it not only to themselves, they owe it to you, because the best way to get a solution, an answer to most things, as I've always known and come to see that the experience through my years of living, is
It's to
always by
talk.
talking. It's always by talking, right?
Thank you.
It's always by talking because it's very easy to get misled or misunderstand somebody, or just it's very easy just to like start getting angry at somebody for the simplest thing when it's just because there's a misunderstanding. You know what I'm saying?
But
So,
it's not only that. Sometimes they just follow other people instead of coming to
right, right.
themselves.
In
You know what I'm
whatever
saying?
the scenario may mean or may be, that's what I mean. I'm talking about everything in general.
Right.
They should just have the how can I put this? They shouldn't feel they shouldn't feel like they need to hold back and not be able to communicate with you or talk to you in any shape, way, or form because of the fact that they gotten to know you at a deeper and more personal level through the times that they've gotten to know you. And so they should at least give you the benefit of the doubt by talking to you.
But it's not like
And
that. These are people I don't even know. I've
well,
got some
right,
people
right. Well, the people
well,
that
I got
don't know
people
you,
that
I'm
when
talking
I
about people that have known you or that follow your channel, maybe.
oh
People that don't
most
know you, to be honest with you, it doesn't really matter because obviously if they are that distasteful that they want to judge and say things with somebody that they don't know, they're not even worth your time. You are better than them. You're on another level than them. That's to be honest with you. That is a waste of your time. So you shouldn't let it bother you, even though
Well,
I know
actually,
it's bothersome. But
well,
I'm
it
just
does
saying.
at times. In the beginning, it was hard, but you know what I said? I said, you know what? Nobody's going to stop me from doing what I want to do. I love gaming, and this is another part of gaming for me. It's an extension of gaming. I
Right. They're
get
not
to
going to
share
bully
my
you out
experience.
of doing what you're
No,
doing.
no.
Right.
People have said,
Which is
"Why
good.
don't you leave?" I
I,
already told people I
I
did a
applaud
video.
you. I applaud you for
I
that.
am not leaving YouTube. I'm not leaving Twitter. I'm not leaving Twitch. I'm not leaving any of that. This
Right.
is what I like to do. This is my pastime. This
No,
is one of my
right.
passions.
The way it
Okay.
should be. The way it should
And
be.
I'm the, at first it did bother me, but then I'm like, you know what? They just want me to leave. And guess what? They're not getting rid of me.
They're not getting rid of you that easy.
No, oh, they could try all they want. I'm not leaving.
Look, I give you an applaud for that. I applaud you for that. Wonderful, wonderful. Okay, with that being said, I can segue into my next question. So, where do you see yourself, let's say, a year from now on YouTube? What are things and goals that you would like to do or try for your channel or within the community itself? What are things you see that you might want to do and goals you might want to reach, or different segments and content that you might want to bring to your channel? Let's say within the next year or two, in gaming that will help see this community that's predominantly, like I said, I don't mean to sound like a broken record, but that's predominantly dominated by male, for females or up and coming females, so that maybe you can help them and be like, you know what? I want to do what Nancy's doing. I want to do what Titanfall girl princess is doing. Oh shit, that girl's on point. I want to do what she's doing. What are things that and goals that maybe you might want to meet and try to bring and approach in your channel within the next year or so? God willing, He gives us all, health and life to be able to do them. In your channel, what would you like to do?
Well, of course, still be me, be Nancy.
Okay,
Okay.
wonderful.
I do wanna help. I would love to see more, females try and get out there and show that they are real gamers. See if
Right.
I can help them, and if they are, help promote them.
And reach out
Okay.
to you, possibly. I'm assuming to reach out to you if they have any
Yeah,
questions.
reach out to me. Like I have one now, and she, she's a gamer. I mean, um, yes, she's on, the leaderboard with the friends. I mean, in less than a month, she had over 5,000 gamer score. And I'm gonna shout her out, Foxfire.
Oh, okay.
She's a gamer,
Foxfire. Nice.
and Foxfire can do it. Another one is PMS Jordan. Okay, she's another good gamer. Okay,
Nice.
um,
Nice.
so and I talk to those two. I chat with them and everything. They come and watch my streams and everything.
Mhm.
And there's another one. What's her name? Wait, hold on. Desert She Wolf.
Okay. That's a she wolf.
Okay.
Shout out to them.
Okay. So there, excuse me. There are some up and coming. I'm also thinking of maybe doing a podcast, but if I do one, I want to bring up and coming YouTubers. I want to expand the community. I want people to get differing opinions from people that they haven't got from before, because
Right.
there are a lot of big YouTubers out there. And yeah, I could probably have some people on the podcast and just run, names that everybody knows. I would like to bring maybe one or two of them in as a guest here and there, but
Hmm.
I want to help smaller YouTubers in the gaming community.
Right. Okay. It would
I
be
want to
probably really
I
nice
also
for
want to do
you.
more live stream, also do more live streams and
Live
stuff like
stream.
that.
You would,
I want to
what
try.
would probably nice, not to cut you off, but
So go
what would
ahead.
probably be nice for you, or a nice idea, because I don't think anybody's doing it. If you did a podcast with all the female girls coming up and coming, you know what I'm saying? I think that would be kind of dope.
That's a possibility. Yeah, that's a
Just
possibility.
as you begin, starting it out, I think that would be nice. But just that's just my opinion. I'm just saying because I don't haven't seen no all girl podcasts that are gamers doing podcasts. That's what I'm saying. I haven't really seen none. If there is one out there, forgive me. I don't know of one, but that would be dope. I think that'd be nice.
Yeah, I'll keep that in mind. Like I said, you said, a year from now, so I'm still working on some things,
Hmm.
and I can't like this next month or so is going to be difficult with my mom being sick and everything. I'm not concentrating over the next couple months. That's why I said in the future
Right, right.
because I got to take care of I got to take care of family.
Yes,
Um,
family comes
but
first.
exactly. And but I mean, more live streams. I would like to actually do some more couch co-op, but it's hard because they don't have a lot of games that are on the same screen, a lot of split screen
Hmm.
to do that with. And I don't mind split screen, but I'm not big on it,
Right. Me neither.
you know. So I wish they would have more games to come out because I'd like to do more of that because I did two or three of them and people love them.
Right. You mean like playing like campaign, like something like Gears of War in the campaign co-op?
Any game that's well, I do it with somebody sitting next to me.
Oh, like okay, got you. I
Couch
got you.
co-op. Yeah, you do a
Got you.
couch co-op with somebody, but it's always, you look at the same screen, it's split screen, you got this big thing coming down the middle, and it's like, your eyes are focusing on two things moving on, different ways, and it's crazy, And I actually did three of them already, three or four of them already, with my boo, and they loved it. They thought we were funny as hell. They loved it.
Nice. I gotta check that out. I didn't. I don't think I got to see it. Is it still up in your channel?
Oh, yeah, it's up. It's
Yeah, I
up
gotta
on
check it
YouTube.
out. I'm so sorry because I'll be honest with you. I follow so many YouTubers trying to give them support. I never have enough time to look at everything, but I'd like to because I like seeing what people are doing. I really do.
Yeah,
But
exactly. I
that's
mean, I do. Like I said, I do Twitch too. I do Twitch streams as well.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
I know. I
so
hear. I heard about you. I heard you be putting people and like really beating them down on that killer instincts. I heard you got some skills.
well, I got well. You know what it is. I played yesterday, but I wasn't doing so well because what happens, and I think a lot of people who are true gamers can agree upon, is that when you go from one fighting game to another, okay, first of all, the controls are different. Like I was also playing Street Fighter, streaming that
Mhm.
and playing people online, and then you go to Kill Instinct, totally different fighting games. You got to get back in the swing of things and the
Yeah.
buttons and the
Yes. Yes.
combos and your combo breaks and all
Is that
that.
is that Street Fighters feels very traditional. We're so used and so familiar with it. Killer
Exactly.
Instincts, when that's a whole nother animal. Killer Instincts is really, really, it's a really good fighter that people are also not giving it enough credit.
I agree. But that's what I'm saying. So you understand when you go from one to the other, it's different. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
then like
absolutely.
if you go from a shooting game, like say if I play Titanfall or or Halo or
Hmm. Hmm.
Gears or any of those, and then I go back and I don't play for a couple of days. I got to get back in. So my first couple of matches, is I rough it through.
Right, right.
But when I really get into it, yeah, I can whoop some butt.
Yeah,
I
girl,
can whoop
that's
some butt.
nice. That's what's up. I'm so glad to hear that, though. So, I mean, I hope everything pans out for you. I think you have some good ideas. You just have to find a way and figure out a way how to execute them that makes sense for you first and
Exactly.
foremost. First and foremost, because it's going to be your channel, and that's always hard because you gotta always balance everything out from family and work and
Everything.
gaming.
Yeah.
Because I'll be honest with you, one of my biggest challenges in my house is figuring out how to play and have time to play my games because my family needs me all the time, and I'm really not the greatest dad in the world because if I say I am, I'm a fucking retard. Excuse my language, because nobody's perfect. I try my best, but
You
you
don't have to say
always,
perfect, but you could say you're good because
no, you
every time,
always,
every time we talk, no, every time we talk, I gotta say this because every time we talk, you're always thinking
Mhm.
about your family. Oh, I gotta make sure I do this for my kids. I gotta get this done. I gotta do that. So we'll have to hook up later or whatever. No, honestly, and that's the truth. So if anybody says you're not, then they just
Well, I
don't
mean,
know.
I'm not. I don't care what people think about me.
Nobody's perfect though.
Nobody's perfect, but I guess what I'm saying is my goal is always that I can be a good father, husband, but at the same time be able to play my hobby that I love. That I don't know how to get away
Yeah.
from because, um, you know, It's just it's gaming is very important to me, and it's
Uh,
hard for people to understand because they judge you. They find gaming to be a waste of time or something stupid. A lot of people
it's actually
don't
not a waste of
understand.
time because, but you know, it's not a waste of time because when you got, like when things go wrong, okay, and you're frustrated or you're upset or you're nervous about something, like for example, with what's going on with my mom, it's a perfect example, okay, okay,
Thank you for
being as sick
sharing,
as
by the
she
way.
is. Oh, you're welcome. I'll get in a game and I'll take, because I'm sad, but I'm angry at the same time that it's happening to her and there's nothing I can do. So
Right,
I'll get on a fighting game
right.
and I'll take my frustrations out in a fighting game. I'll say, okay, well, you look like somebody that I don't like, that I don't think you're doing a good enough job for my mom. So I'll just pretend I'm beating them up. I mean, just and it clears your head. It actually relaxes you to the point where you can now focus a little bit more on the things you need to do. So
Right.
sometimes it does help. What am I going to do? Go out in the street and beat somebody up and wind up in jail? Come on now. No, I'll get a fighting game, put it in, and just play with my controller. I mean,
Yeah, gaming is a relaxing thing to do. Sometimes it can be pretty frustrating, but for the most part, it's relaxing. Well, let me ask you a question.
real quick before we get into anything else, I just want to say
Sure.
something because we were talking about this before and then we jumped around a little bit. Um, One of the problems is there are too many people out there who like beef videos instead of gaming videos. And once you
Right,
start talking
right,
about beef,
right,
the
right.
views slow down. So it is hard. And it's even harder that if I don't do beef videos, it's even harder because I'm a female.
Right. Well, the sad part is that people actually want to tune in for beat videos instead of tuning in for gaming videos, which is what it's supposed to be about. And that's the sad part. But I hear you 100%. I hear where you're coming from 100%. I agree. I definitely do. And I hope that something that we can learn how to control and change. I mean, it's never going to go away. There's always
Well,
going to be
the
beef.
yeah, right. It's always going to be beef, but that's one thing. If I could get across to people that
Hmm.
maybe coming from a female's point of view, and even talking with some of the guys out there who feel the same way,
Hmm.
maybe we can get more people to actually get back into gaming and gaming videos as opposed to beef. I mean, I know the beef's always going to be there, but if we can drop those numbers and get people back to where it started out to be, that would be
Hmm.
wonderful.
Where it rooted from. Yes,
Yeah,
absolutely. I agree
if
with
we
you.
can even get, if we only get 10% of those people,
It's a big accomplishment. Yes, I agree.
it's a big
Absolutely.
accomplishment.
Absolutely. Now, what I wanted to ask you, the next question, and believe me, I don't want to drag you along too long, so I'm going to ask you a couple more questions before we finish up, because I
Okay.
don't want to. I know you have things to do. I know your mom needs you, and you have to go do things for her as well. And I understand that 100%. I don't want to feel like I'm keeping you. Um,
No, it's all good right now.
Let me ask you something. Since your brother was such a big, important part of your life to the introduction of games, right? By any chance, do you have any kids or nieces or nephews that are, kids, obviously, that you are returning back the favor to them? Or if you don't want to answer it, that's fine. If it's a little too personal, because I'm curious, because I think you would have a lot to pass over and pass on to them the way your brother did to you.
Actually, I have a lot of nieces and nephews. Okay, because I have a
Nice.
lot of I have older brothers and sisters. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I've actually have helped. I bought my niece some even when she was real little, some handheld games uh and stuff like that. And I bought games for them. They have some of them have Game Cubes and they have 360s and the Xbox Ones and the PS3s and the PS4s. So yeah, I bought games and we played and things of that nature. I mean, and that's why I also won't get rid of it because when I have, the little ones coming to visit, we try to play together.
Right, right. Nice. So you have fun all the time, no matter what, even with your nieces.
Oh yeah,
So
my brother. I hear my brother talking to his kids when they're playing. I mean, the little one was real funny, and my brother said to him, okay, well, you got to go you can play in your room now. He said, no, I want to play here. He goes, okay, well, next time you get killed, he's real little. Next time you get killed, he goes, next time you get killed, he said, then I get the TV. He said, okay, no problem, right? So he's just my brother's watching him, and he's just running back and forth. And he said, "Why aren't you fighting?" He said, "Because you said if I die, I got to give up the TV, and I don't want to go in my room right now." So he's just playing, kicking on the screen.
Nice.
But
Yeah.
I mean, like my brothers play with the kids, and they all do that. I mean,
Nice.
so I mean, it's like in every household somewhere in the family, there's a console or two or three or four.
So you don't have no kids of your own then, right?
No,
Okay, that's a shame. I think you'll be a fantastic mom, and any kid would be very lucky to have you as a mom. It would be cool. So it's something you should think about in the future. Not to say that I'm trying to tell you to run in your life, but I think it'd be cool.
no,
I think
I
you'd be a
I
good
I
mom.
I do want one. I do want a child.
Nice, nice,
So I know I
fantastic.
do. And
Mm,
I learned good values from my family, from my mom, and from you know my dad, my
hmm
grandparents,
hmm
and even some of my aunts and uncles. So I'm taking those same values, and people may say, "Well, that's old fashioned." No, because that's why I'm the person I am today, because
Right,
of
right.
because of
You
them.
can
And
never
I see people
forget
don't
where you
realize
come from.
exactly.
Hmm
And you also got to learn, just because your parents get older, okay, and your relatives get older, you still have to, show gratitude, show appreciation. Don't walk away from them when they need you the most. They took care of you for 18 years of your life, some people 21, 22, or longer.
Right.
you know you need to stand by your family, because if it wasn't for them, you would not be here, and you would not have what you have today. your,
Absolutely.
your values,
Absolutely.
your morals, everything. If you're a religious person, your religious thoughts, your beliefs, you wouldn't have any of this, anything. They trained you how to get along in life, and you've got to appreciate them and appreciate what they did for you, even when they're older.
Right, right. Absolutely. Family comes first no matter what, and people should never forget that. And that's why I'm very hard pressed and I do not agree with when you see the disrespectful approach with some people in the community trying to tag people with their family and say things that are inappropriate
Yes,
or
that's
bad.
one thing.
I don't agree with that at all. That for me is you're a scumbag. That's it. Once I see that, you're a piece of shit. I don't want to even be around you or
Yeah,
deal
it's
with
it's.
it.
I mean, it's bad enough if you disagree with somebody
Yeah,
on
but I
YouTube,
mean, we could
okay?
all disagree to
But
agree to disagree.
this
But that's different,
exactly.
no?
But what I'm saying is, if you discuss it with them, you have your beef with them. Don't bring somebody's kids into it, their parents into it, or anything
Right.
like that. You just don't do
Absolutely.
that. These
Absolutely.
children are innocent. You don't pick on little kids now.
Plus, it's a fine line. That's completely disrespectful. That's out of line right
Yes,
there.
I agree. I
Yeah.
agree.
So, Nancy,
Yes.
next question that I want to ask you. What are you most looking forward to for the next generation of consoles? Okay, that you would like to see personally yourself. Doesn't matter from who, Microsoft, Nintendo, Sony, all of them, doesn't matter. PC, whatever floats your boat. Or and what else do you want to see from this generation uh to get better or get fixed before the generation ends? As far as you with your thoughts and feelings as a gamer, what would you personally like to see before this generation ends and for the next generation going forward?
Well, with this generation, with some of the games, okay, and this could go for different consoles. Okay, since I'm a multi-console owner,
Mhm.
better games for one.
Absolutely.
Okay, better graphics. I mean, we've got powerful consoles out here. The graphics can be better.
Hmm.
Don't go back making them look like two gens ago.
Right.
Come on, honestly.
I mean, I know
Um,
graphics isn't all, but it's nice to have nice graphics too. Yeah.
yeah, it's no, yeah. If you've got excellent gameplay, don't get me wrong. If you got
Hmm.
excellent gameplay, I know the graphics don't mean everything, but
hmm Look at Ori
but
and the
you
Blind
also
Forest.
exactly. But you also, but my point is, you also have to, you can't bring the graphics backwards, even if you're given good gameplay.
Right,
We've
right.
got powerful consoles. I mean, look what generation we're in. We're 2016 now. Come on, this
Hmm.
isn't back in in
That's
the
how it always
90s.
been too. Every
Yeah,
console came out, we had better graphics, better gameplay, bigger worlds, better stories. Right, right.
and I also think that they all should have more fighting games. There's not enough fighting games.
There's not enough beat 'em ups either. I want beat 'em ups, more beat 'em ups.
Yeah, I was about to say that fighting games, more beat 'em ups, um, more options like crossplay.
That'd
That
be
would be
nice.
nice.
That'd be nice.
More support for classic gaming on modern consoles.
Yeah, yeah. They should bring back the arcade so they can bring out arcade games that haven't been out yet. Right. That'd still be great. I would love to see Dolphin Blue on the Xbox Live Arcade. That would be amazing.
Yeah,
I don't know if you
and
ever played that game.
which game? I
Dolphin
didn't hear
Blue.
you.
It's basically Dolphin Blue. It's basically like
Dolphin Blue.
Contra. Yeah, it's basically like
Oh, okay.
Contra, but it's a guy and a girl on dolphins, and you can go under the water and outside the water, and you're fighting these.
Oh yes,
It's a
yes,
2D
I
side
remember that.
scroller. It's
Yeah, I
awesome.
remember that.
Awesome
I
game.
have a sister who loves dolphins. That's why I can remember that now.
That's an awesome game. Awesome. It's by Sega Sammy.
Okay.
It's a wonderful
Yeah.
game. Wonderful game.
Yeah. And like when it comes to the next gen of consoles, these things that I mentioned to you now, even with this gen, they need to have this already in place for the next gen of consoles. And we
Mhm.
know we know they're powerful consoles. We know what they can do with these consoles. We know what they're also not using all the capabilities that these consoles have right now. They're really
Mhm.
not.
Well, I think a problem is that the games are so ambitious and so much money goes into them that it takes one too long to do, and too much resources, and that's why they're taking so long to come out with quality games all the time, and they're relying more on the indie movement. That's why I think, you know,
Yeah, but come on,
that
some of
I
those
think,
indie games, come on, you got
yeah,
to admit, it, some of
yeah,
those
they're
indie games
bad. They
are.
look like they
I,
belong on Atari. Yeah, they're bad. They're bad.
I want to say something, but I'm keeping it clean though. You know what I'm going to say? What they are, you
Yeah,
know.
I
But
know.
come on now, I'm trying to
Yeah.
keep it nice now. But the other
No.
thing I wish they would do this generation and make sure for next generation, definitely. Okay, next
Mm.
gen. Stop the DLC and just give us full games, please.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, that'd be nice. Yeah. Hmm.
I mean, all these every time you turn it on, there's another DLC or there's another there's another. Just give us the full games. I mean, come on, you're paying $60 a game.
Right. And
Okay,
it's gonna get more because
it's gonna become more.
as
Yeah,
time goes on, the
exactly,
more expensive they're going to get. And believe me, I'm a firm believer that if a developer brings out a product complete, fully complete from the beginning, right from launch, people will appreciate it and people will buy and support it as
they'll
long as
probably
the
buy.
game is good.
You'll probably sell more then
Hmm.
because
Problem
somebody's
is
gonna
right
get it.
now is you got to be sketchy every time you buy something. As soon as you hear DLC or season pass, you're fearing that what you're buying is not a finished or complete
Exactly.
product. It's not like a
But see,
finished
that's the thing.
product.
Somebody else, you'll have a lot of friends and say, well, okay, you know, you'll talk to your friend. Well, should I get that game? Well, I'll put it in, and I played it for 2 days, and now I got DLC, and they're talking about this, that, and the other. Then that person's going to turn the other person off from buying it. There are a lot of
Right,
people that do that now. I
right,
have
right.
people saying, "Do you have this particular game?" I have a lot of people asking me, "What should they buy the game? Is it worth buying? I've seen it for this price," and I'll tell them, "For that price, yes, it is." Or
Right,
for that price, no, it's not, because you're gonna have this is going wrong with it. It's not a full game where you got this DLC or you got to buy this or you got to buy that. So I'll tell them, you
right,
know, I have no problems with that. You
right.
know what
Well,
I'm
I
saying?
don't have a problem buying for a game, paying for a game that I know is top quality. I don't have a. That's why I'm so excited for Quantum Break. Um, which let me ask you a question. What is your most anticipated game this year? By the way.
Gears.
Oh my God, you're the best, Nancy. Let me tell you, you're the best. Me too. I'm,
Actually, I have to say Gears. I have to say Gears.
well,
And
okay.
and
Go
and
ahead.
to say, and I hope he's on it, but I doubt if they're going to do it. I really wish they would have done, because he's the funniest character on there. Okay, if you're a Gears fan and you started from the beginning, you will know he's the funniest character. But they took him out of a lot of parts and they gave other people bigger parts. They need to give Coltrane a big part.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. That'd be
Oh, you're
nice. They
static
should.
again. Well, you're real
They
staticky.
they should. They should. Yeah, you're right. Oh, Coltrane's awesome. He's dope. I
I
love
mean, he was.
Coltrane.
I mean, if you played the earlier ones, if you listen to him, I mean, I'm trying to think of what he said. It was a joke that he made.
Hmm.
I think they were in the belly of the beast at that time, and
Right.
I was, I was
You're
laughing
on
for
the,
two
you was
days. I
live.
thought about it for 2 days. Every place I went, I was driving, and I would just think about that, think of Gears, and I'd be driving. I just bust out laughing. People looking at me like, was she retarded or something wrong with her? But I just, it was funny. It was great. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right. So what about what would be, I guess your most anticipated new IP, because that was never played before, that we never seen. What would be your most anticipated new IP?
My a new IP has never been
Your
played
most
before. Oh,
your most anticipated. Your most anticipated one.
Scalebound.
Nice, nice, good choice, good choice.
No.
And you know it's
And I
kind
also,
of good.
yeah, I also wanted to get uh the Neo
Neo, which Neo.
and Uncharted 4. That's for PlayStation.
Oh, okay, okay. Well, Uncharted is good. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be good. It's gonna be Uncharted. I'm not really a big Uncharted fan, but I play them all. They're. I think they're good games. It's just I think they're way overrated. I think they get too
Oh,
much
I'm not
credit.
saying I'm not
Hmm.
saying that they're not. I'm just saying that since I gotta you know play the games that I think that I'll be more interested in over the other ones that I'm not.
Right, right.
You know
Yeah,
what I'm
yeah.
saying?
No, absolutely,
And since
absolutely. Yeah, I'm looking
like I
for.
said,
I'm looking
and since I'm a
forward to
multi-console, yes, and I'm a multi-console owner, I look at everything. I
whatever
try to look at
whatever
everything.
you like on each console. Right. Well,
Exactly.
I'm looking forward to Horizon Zero Dawn. That's one of my most anticipated on
Oh,
PlayStation, and I don't have a PlayStation
oh
right now
shit!
at
I
the
forgot.
moment.
Yeah, I forgot
Yeah,
about that though.
I'm
Yeah.
looking
No,
forward. But
that's a
if it
good
does
one.
come out this year, if it does come out, even though Guerrilla Games doesn't have a great track record, I'm hoping that at least it's decent, because I love dinosaurs, and those are like robotic dinosaurs, and they look like Zoids from the old Zoid cartoons. So
You're crazy because I like dinosaurs too. I love reptiles. Okay,
yeah, I love
and I like that.
dragons, dinosaurs. I
I
love all that shit.
I've got stuffed dinosaurs, stuffed turtles. I got plastic ones. I got all that. Plus, I have a live turtle.
Right, I seen
So
the
I-
video when you were
yeah,
talking with your turtle. I seen it. I seen it.
yeah.
Um, well, one of my most anticipated new IPs is Recore. I can't wait to see what it is about, how it's gonna play, what's the style of the game. I'm really looking forward to Recore, and to play around the corner. I can't wait for Quantum Break. We got about a week left. It's gonna be amazing. So yeah, I can't wait for Quantum Break because I love Remedy. I've been digging on the Alan Wake recently hard. I'm almost done with the
You
first
got
one
a little
again.
bit of static.
I've been digging on the Quantum Alan Wake hard, trying to get ready for Quantum Break. I'm
Oh, okay.
almost done with it again because I played it a very long time ago, so I'm trying to refresh my memory. Because I hope we get a Alan Wake announcement sometime in E3 this year. So for Alan Wake 2, I'm really hoping that they do. Um,
I just to let you know, you brought up Quantum Break. I really love Max Payne, so Quantum Break should be good.
mhm. Max Payne was wonderful. They should remaster the first one. That game is so old that it deserves a new interpretation of it.
It needs a facelift.
Yeah, yeah, I think so. It's a fantastic game. Yeah, definitely. So, Nancy,
Yes.
there's a game that I saw one time. I don't remember if it was in one of your montages or if it was on your one of your video collections of your games that you showed, and it's one of my favorite all-time favorite game action hack and slash beat 'em up games.
Which one's that?
But here's my point. It's one of the hardest games out there, and I want to know if you, young lady, were able to beat the game, and in what level did you beat it, and how much do you like the game? And that
Okay.
is Ninja
Ninja Gaiden.
Gaiden.
I love Ninja Gaiden,
Oh my God, Ninja Gaiden is amazing.
but it is hard.
It's retarded hard.
It's
Yes,
hard.
it's unforgiving, but it's one of
Yeah,
those hard that once you get it, it's like
yeah, I beat it.
it's like bread and butter. Like you once you figure it out, it's amazing. It's very very good, but it's not hard like a annoying hard. It's hard and you got to learn it. And the other cool thing about it is every time you play it, even though you beat it, if you finish it, and you go back and play it again, as soon as you play it again, it's like you starting all over, learning it again because it's that hard. It's always hard
Yeah.
every time you play it.
Well,
So did you? You
I've
never?
never beaten a ninja. I never beat Ninja Gaiden Black yet, though.
Black
I
is
beat
serious.
that one is serious. I've beaten the other ones, but I haven't beaten that one. That one's serious. You
Oh
know,
yeah. Well,
I know a
two
lot of
was
people.
made a little bit easier, player friendly,
Yeah, yeah.
and so was three. I like three, even though a lot of people didn't like it because they made it cinematic and they made it player friendly. As the rooted aspect of the game mechanics, I obviously was not as good as
Oh,
one.
you got static again.
As the rooted gameplay style of it, like it's not as good as one. But
Right,
I like three. I like three because they gave a chance and opportunity for the people that never played it before the series
right.
to actually enjoy it without having to get frustrated and want to break their controller. Because a lot of people played that game and either broke the disc or broke the controller because the game is unforgiving. It's
But you
very
know what?
hard.
It is hard, but you know what? I ain't gonna get. I would just rather take the game out.
Right, right, right. No,
I'm
no,
not
I
breaking
know, I
my
know.
disc. I'm not breaking my. No, I've
No,
heard
me
people say
neither, me neither.
I ain't break. Mm-mm.
But I've come close to wanting to do it though because you just want to. You just get mad. You're so involved and emotional. You're like, no. Yeah, but
Especially when you
it's,
die.
oh yeah. Ninja Gaiden Black, definitely a great game, and I'm glad to know that that you played it because that shows me for sure that when I saw it, I was like, this girl's the real deal because that game is no joke. I know dudes
No, it is hard.
that won't even play it because they're scared of it. But actually, I beat it, and I am one of the few people that actually beat it a Ninja Master, which is extremely hard. It's like beyond hard. That's,
Oh
if
wow.
you can
You will see.
imagine
That's the
that.
yes, but that's the thing. I've heard people say too. Oh, I don't like Ninja Gaiden. You ask them why. Oh, I just don't like it. And I flat out said to one guy, I said, why? Because it's too hard for you.
Right,
And they
right.
said,
It's
"Well,
nothing wrong with that.
well, these are supposed to be no, these are supposed to be some hardcore
Right,
gamers and stuff
right,
like that." And they're talking that the game is too. I just like something I can breeze through and just get through it. Well,
right,
that's
right.
not gaming.
Yeah, exactly. Right, right. You
That's
want a
not
challenge.
gaming. I want a
You want a
challenge.
challenge, right? You want to enjoy it. That's the whole point. It's like me. I can actually play Shinobi, the arcade one, the first one,
Yeah, Shinobi. Yep.
and I can actually play it with one quarter and beat the game. But that's also very hard to do.
It's static again.
It's I can actually do that with one quarter, but it's not very easy to do because
In
it
the arcade, you can do that in 1/4.
yeah. It's hard.
Wow.
But it's one of those things that it depends on how I start when I first start playing it, because that's the whole key of it. If you start playing the game and you're whiffy waffy, or you're making mistakes, you know you're not going to do it right from the jump. But if you start sharp right from the beginning and you're on point with everything, that's when you know you can do it. It's not an easy thing. It's one of those things that I can do it, but it's not. I'm not. I can't promise you I can do it right away in the first try. I have to keep doing it,
Right.
but I can do it. I've done it
Right.
before, and it's very hard. Um, okay, so um,
So
no. I'm sorry. I have my daughter over here at the same time talking to you. I'm sorry. So is there anything that you done to this point, right, on your YouTube channel or on the community as as a whole that you regret or that you wish you might have done in a different way or with a different approach? And if you did, what would you do different, have done differently, or would like to do differently, or would you try to do it again?
actually, I really don't think I don't regret anything I've done because I think I think I brought a lot to the community, to the gaming community. Um, Let me think. Is there anything I would have done differently? Maybe. In the beginning, I maybe not make some of my videos so short. Um, I just wish I didn't speak on one of the things is I wish I didn't speak on some of the beefs that were going on because, you know, it got me a lot of beef in return. And
Okay,
all I was doing was just I wasn't even beefing with anybody. I was just basically, stating my opinions, and it wound up being a whole beef thing. So maybe that would be one of the only things.
like stayed away from it just to
Yeah,
not
yeah,
even
just
bother.
not even bothered
Right.
talking about them or talking about it or
Hmm.
whatever. That probably maybe one thing, but everything else, no, because I think, in my honest opinion, and and from what people are telling me, the people who truly follow me and like me, that
Hmm.
I've done a great job to this point,
Hmm.
and to keep it up, and people told me you got followers for life as long as you're on here and things of that nature. So no, and I'm going to continue just being myself, and I think that's what got me where I am. I would never change that either because I was always myself.
Right.
I mean, I was the Titan Core princess, but Nancy was in there.
Right. Right. Well,
You got static again.
thank you for that answer. I appreciate it.
Oh, you're welcome.
Okay. So, Nancy, look, it's been wonderful. I'm going to ask you one last question.
Uh
It's
oh.
a, it's a hard-nosed question, but I ask all my friends, and
Okay, just you got
and I,
static, so I want to be able to hear this. So
I ask them. I ask.
fix your mic.
Let me know. Let me know when I'm coming in better.
Better.
Like better?
Yes, much better.
Okay. So before we come to a close, I'm going to ask you the question that I've asked my other guests as well. Is there one game or one obscure game that was your all-time favorite that you played that maybe many people that you know have never either heard of or even played that you remember that was fantastic, that you enjoyed, that you can share with us here today in the panel, in this segment? And what's the name of the game and why you liked it? And tell me about it. And then I'll tell you one of mine.
Okay, give me one. Let me think about that for a second. Hold on.
No problem. Take your time.
I'd have to say that somebody maybe. Okay, let me think. That somebody may have not have played. How about Ostel?
Oh my God. Good. Good choice. Good choice. That was
It was a side.
wonderful.
It was a side scroller.
Ah, yeah. I know what you're talking about. The
Whereas with
style
Sega Saturn.
with the little birdie on the side, the big
Yeah.
arms with the
With
golden chain, and you can pick up trees.
and it was for
Fantastic.
Sega. It was for Sega
Sega
Saturn.
Saturn. Fantastic game. Yes. Yes. Fantastic game. That's a good pick. And why did you like it? Just because of the art style, the gameplay? It's just anything in particular?
Yeah, I like the way the game played. I like the art and the graphics in it, um, and um, and the graphics actually moves the music with it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there you go.
I remember.
Yeah,
Fantastic little
yeah.
game. Fantastic,
I
fantastic
mean,
little game.
the music was good in it. Like I said, the music was good in it.
Sega should make a sequel because it's a wonderful game. Wonderful game. Even if it's just for the arcade.
And not only that, but people don't realize the game, but moves in the game were good.
Mm.
When you
Hmm.
moved around the game, the moves were good in the game. So you had the graphics, the moves, the music, that I mean, because a lot of people probably don't know about that one.
Hmm.
So that would you asked about people that don't know,
Yeah,
correct?
well, it's not a commonly known game
I
that
didn't even.
was
I was
really
trying to
good.
pick.
And
I
people
was
wanted
actually
to play.
trying to pick something that you didn't even know.
Oh no, that's gonna be hard. I can tell you, I can guarantee you that right now. That's gonna be hard because
I
I've
was
played a
trying to get
lot
you,
of
and I
stuff.
can't. See, that's not fair. That's not fair. Here, you tricked me. I thought I was gonna get you on that
No,
one.
no, no.
That's
I'm
why I
not.
said,
It
no,
wasn't.
I'm playing with you.
It wasn't a
I'm,
trick question. It was
no,
basically just because I know that you're a gamer, and if you're a gamer, I know you're gonna have something in your catalog that you play that a lot of people haven't played. And I agree with you. I don't think a lot of people play that style.
all right,
I don't.
static again.
I don't. I agree with you. I don't think a lot of people play that style. I really don't.
See, and I
So.
know it's funny because when I listen to you, and I listen to you with talking to other people
Mhm.
and doing some of your shows, you know, you actually crack me up a lot of times. But I listen to you, and I was hoping to, you didn't hear about this with us. In my head, I'm like, nah, because I hear you talk, and so many games that I've even forgotten about. I'm like, oh shit, I forgot about that one, and just yeah, I forgot about that. Oh damn, oh shit, I forgot about that one. Oh yeah, that was a good game. That was a good game. So you actually listening to you brings back memories of the other games that not that I've completely forgotten about, but just wasn't focusing on at the moment.
No,
Or
that's
nobody, or
one.
nobody, or then the thing is that nobody was bringing up and nobody was actually talking about.
Or
They left those
remembered,
games
right?
behind. They just left them
Right.
behind.
Yes,
You
they
know.
don't remember. Yeah, there's a lot out. There's a lot that I played. I've played so many games. Well, I'm gonna pick one because every time I do these, I want to always ask that question. But since it's a hard nosed question, I feel that it's only fair for me to give an answer myself every time with whoever I speak with. In this episode and in this case, I'm going to pick Ranger X for the Sega Genesis. Fantastic shooter with a 180 degrees side-scrolling ability with three
All right,
scales of
you
scrolling
just
in the
got me on
background.
that one.
The game is called Ranger X. You can look it up. Wonderful. It's a mech game that you can turn into a ship as well. It's a shooter,
It's okay.
but it has 3D side scrolling in the back, and you can turn on 180 degrees from one side to the other. In other words, you can shoot from the back end of it or the front end of it. Wonderful game, fantastic, very hard, but
Is it like Defender?
no, not like Defender, but it's more like wow. How can I? There's a new game out for PlayStation 4 right now. It's called Altered Breed or Ulster Breed. Alster Breed. You could
Ulster breed for what?
for
You got static
PS4
again. Okay.
for the PlayStation 4. It's called Ulster Breed. You if you have a PS4, you can probably look it up in the marketplace because it's there. It reminds me of lot. It's like that game. It's like a new version of Ranger X in this generation. Which I'm very upset, very jealous, very angry because I don't want to buy a PS4 just for the game. But it's very reminiscent to Ranger X. You can go look them both up on YouTube, look up the trailer,
Okay.
and I would recommend for you to buy it on the PlayStation Marketplace if you have your PlayStation. Obviously, it's called Ulster Breed or
Ulster breed.
Ulster Breed. It's Alster Breed. I may be
Breed. Okay.
mispronouncing it, but it's there.
Okay.
Trust me.
Okay.
Um,
I have a question for you.
sure.
Did you like Galactic Attack for the Saturn?
Galactic Attack.
For
Um,
Saturn. Oh, you
for
got a
the
lot of
Sa-
static again. Ooh.
oh, sorry.
Okay.
I know the title. I just don't remember what genre it was in. It was
It was wait, say that again. It was a shooter.
it was a shooter, right?
Yeah, a shooter for
Yeah, I
Saturn.
think I know what you're talking about. But I used to like Gary's too for the Sega Master System, which was
Oh, that was good.
phenomenal. That
Oh,
was
that was. I
phenomenal.
forgot about that. Oh, you just got me again. See what I'm saying? With the fish, right?
Well, it looked like a fish,
It
but
looked
there's a
like a
lot
fish.
of
Yeah.
them. There was a lot
Yeah.
of them because right now there's another game that was wonderful that I liked on 360, which was Death Smiles with witches on these little brooms. That's a 2D side scroller, but you could play 4 players, and they have Death Miles 2 in the marketplace, but it only came out in Japan, but you could buy it on the 360 as well. It's called Death Smiles 2, which was also pretty wonderful. It reminded me a lot of the game Cotton that came out for Sega Saturn with the little witch, and she was on the broom.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
It was called Cotton.
Yeah.
Hello.
I'm
Yeah, so
here.
that it was a wonderful little game.
I was answering you. Probably just didn't hear me.
No. I heard you. I heard you. So
Okay.
yeah. So that's my pick. My pick is Ranger X. Please look it up so you can see if maybe you remember it. If you do, hit me up. Let me know. Send me a text. Oh, Chris, I saw it. I do remember the game, or I never played it. Just for fun, I would like to know. Because if you didn't, it'd be nice if you can maybe get your hands on it and play it because I think you'll enjoy it. It's a wonderful little game. And it was one of my favorites back then. Um, So so yeah, Nancy. I want to thank you so much, for taking out your time on this wonderful day. I know it's Good Friday. It's very sacred for a lot of people, especially you. I know you're Catholic, and
Yes.
you didn't have to come on here and do this for me, and take your time out instead of spending it with your mom or your family. So I know it means, it means a lot to me that you were kind enough to come out here, join me, and do this and get to know. And so everybody that view this and that viewed it live, or even afterwards, get to know who you are. That was my whole purpose, my whole goal, my whole point. I hope I got it across. I hope I help you grow uh, as a channel, as a gamer, that people look at you with a different perspective, a different light, with more respect, and fondness. I hope they keep following your channel. I hope your channel keeps growing. If to the best of its ability, I hope you get 20 million people view you if it's possible, because I think whoever views you is not going to waste their time, because whatever you bring to the table, you're doing it with the kindness of your heart, and you're a pure gamer, and that's the most important thing. That's what counts.
That's what I want people to know about
you know,
me. It's from the
you know.
heart because I love gaming. It's not for any other gains or purposes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I understand, and I agree with you 100%. So I want to thank you so much. I can't thank you enough. I knew you didn't have to do this, like I said, and I appreciate it. I just want you to know that you have a friend in me. You could always reach out to me if you need anything, if you want to talk. I'm always on Xbox Live. I'm always on the.
I always knew that. I always knew that.
Thank you, thank you. I'm always on Smart Glass because I'm always on the road too. If you see me playing something, or if you want to play a game together, co-op that you maybe haven't played with anybody, and I can play with you, and I have it, I'll be more than glad to play with you.
Oh,
That's
that'd be
cool.
cool. That'd be cool.
Just in other words, keep it in mind that you have an open door in me as a gamer in the community and in YouTube. I
Well,
hope we can.
I also want to let you know one thing, if because
Sure.
I know you got a very busy schedule too. If you're on there and you get a chance, like maybe when you know the kids aren't driving you crazy or whatever, honestly, and you get a chance to play, hit me up, and if I got the game or whatever, we can play, because you probably have more on your plate right now than I have on mine. So you hit me up and let me know. It goes both ways.
Yeah, well, thank you for the invitation. I appreciate it from the heart. Seriously, it means a lot to me. Thank you so much.
You're
You know,
welcome.
so Nancy, I hope you had fun. I hope
I
we
act,
can. Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm
no, I
sorry.
actually enjoyed myself. I was a
Enjoy.
little nervous at first, but I gotta say, you're a very easy person to talk to, and I enjoyed this very much. It brought back some good memories and even more appreciation for gaming
Well, thank
by
you.
bringing me back to the roots of my gaming.
Right. Well, that was the goal. Thank you so much. I'm glad that I made you feel comfortable, because that's what I wanted you to feel. I wanted you to feel
I got
comfortable.
static.
I wanted you to. I wanted you to feel comfortable. That was my goal. I wanted you to feel at home. That's why I call
Oh,
my channel.
static again.
That's why I tried to call my channel Misala Productions. I want you to feel like you're at home with me, hanging
Right,
out and having a good time, and with a friend. Not just a gamer,
right.
but with a friend. And
And
that's
that's what
what.
it felt like. That's exactly what it felt like.
No, thank you so much. Thank you so much. So if I hope we can get together again in the future, maybe in a podcast, or doing something on Twitch, bugging out, whatever. I hope we
Oh,
can
that'd
do
be
something
great.
else again. That'd be nice. It'd be nice to keep stem uh from this day forward a friendship, and in the community, and in real life. You,
I
you know, I,
appreciate that.
I just want
Yeah.
you to know that. Now, I do want to take the time out right now too, to let people know, guys. And I know everybody has different beliefs in religion, but Nancy is going through some hardship right now. Her mother's sick, and she's doing not great, not bad, not terrible, but not great either. She's very delicate, and I think it'd be very kind of us, and very heartfelt and right to, like, put her in our prayers, and hope for the best, that she gets better soon, and that everything's okay, because we all have mothers, we've all had fathers, at least most of us. And for those who haven't, I don't have to say anymore. You know how hard it is not to have a parent. Me myself, I lost my mother about 10 years ago, going on 11 years, and it was one of the hardest things I ever had to face, because she was the only thing I ever had. I never had a father growing up. So I could understand and empathize and sympathize with people when their parents are not doing well, and they're on the verge of losing them, or afraid of losing them. Nancy, I hope she does well, and I hope the community, extends the love and kindness to you and continue to, and the support, so that they can help you through these tough times. Um, you know, and I hope your channel grows day and day. And don't be a stranger. Come visit my channel. I know I don't put up a lot of content, but when I do, I try to do it as fun and as interesting as I can.
I always
Um,
follow you, but
I know you do, sweetie. Um, so yeah, so I'm just gonna take some time out now to give my final thoughts. And
can I do one thing before you do that?
yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
If you wanna,
I
tag anything or give shout outs, go right ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, I wanted to do that before you finished up.
No problem. No problem.
I wanted to do a couple shout outs to Firefox, Tim
Hmm.
Dog, PSM Jordan, Joseph, Grand Gross, and of course the Xbox community. But I need to do a real special shout out to Hebot for making this possible,
Hmm.
for letting people know and see who I am for real, and to to make me feel comfortable as if I was in his home, and his thoughts and prayers for my mother. So I got to give a special thanks to my man Hebot
Oh, thank you so much,
for
Nancy.
making this possible.
Thank you, and I'm glad I was able to do it with you. Like I said, I was looking forward to for it for a long time, because you were a very different guest and of a special caliber. Because it was refreshing from a woman's perspective, and I'm so glad you said yes. Because you could have said no, and that, I'm just being real. And you did it, and for that I'm forever grateful to you, because you helped my channel have some type of content that is diverse and different and wonderful, so people to come and look at, that appreciate it and will be able to appreciate it, hopefully for many years, even if I'm not here anymore and I'm gone someday. So thank you for making that possible as well.
Well, I couldn't say no for lots of reasons. One, I like your channel. Two, I like the way you speak. Three,
Thank you.
no, three, you're a true gamer. You don't do all that, beef stuff on your channel. And I like the way you do your interviews. You don't make it, you know, crazy or anything. You make, like you said, you make it feel like it's two friends having a drink, sitting on the couch, just bullshitting. You know what I'm
Oh, by
saying?
the way, now that you said that, by the way, how was the white wine? Was it good? Was it good?
It was good. Yeah, you gave me
Okay,
good white
thank you.
wine. Good,
You can
good, good
have
virtual
you
wine.
can have a nice glass before we leave too, or not an extra glass. That's fine with me.
Okay.
So Nancy, I'm gonna give my final thoughts. After I give my
Okay.
final thoughts, we can say our goodbyes, and we'll go from there. Okay, sweetie?
Sounds good.
All right. So to the community, okay, the controller. The controller is the very significant and the very symbol of the electronic device, in which symbolizes our place of our hobby in a unique way. The reason why gaming has become so special after so many years, when it was looked at as something that was just merely a joke, the controller is the very definition that defines us and what type of entertainment we achieve by using it and placing our hands on. And with that being said, placing our hands on is the key word, because the controller holds no prejudice. Whether you're a man, whether you're a child, whether you're of another ethnic background or color, the controller is not racist. It holds no prejudice. And that is what makes gaming a unique place that we all want to continue to come back, enjoy, and have fun. So, for all the people that call themselves real hardcore gamers in this community and on Xbox Live or on PSN or wherever you may be, I hope that with time we learn how to appreciate everyone, whether you're a woman or whether you're not, whether you have sexual preferences or don't. This is not about that. Gaming has always been about the love of games. Gaming has always been about the love of wanting to game and experiencing that with our fellow community. And we have grown to be very big and a very special part in pop culture. We are no longer looked at as a joke or as nerds or as outcasts. We have a level of respect that took a long time to achieve from gamers like myself, Nancy, E-Rock, Sega Forever, Master Chief, to just to name a few that came from the roots of gaming. So learn how to respect, learn how to love, learn how to give back that support as a community on YouTube and on Xbox Live or wherever you may be, and do not let's learn how not to disrespect one another, but how to grow with one another. Because if we don't, then basically we're just killing the whole definition of what gaming is, which is unique. I want to thank everybody for joining me here today on my third episode of the X Body and Let's Talk podcast. I want to thank my guest one more time, Nancy, the Titanfall Princess. I want all of you to be kind and show her the love and gratitude, and go see her channel, go support, go, become part of her movement, and join her channel as well. Um, because I think we need it. It's important, and don't judge her because she's a girl. Judge her because she's a gamer, which is very unique, very important, and very rare this day and age. Okay, that's what I ask from you, from the audience, and to my audience. Please like, comment, share, subscribe. You don't have to, but if you do, remember you're part of the family because I know you don't have to. So, Nancy, I'm going to say my goodbyes. Thank you so much once again.
You're welcome, and I want to thank everybody for listening.
Yes, thank you everyone for listening. And again, thank you for taking the time out to be here. You're so kind and you've been so wonderful. And like I said, I hope nothing but the best for you from this day forward. And I hope that I can help you within the gaming community and the gaming YouTube gaming channels and so community to see you in a different light. So everybody, have a good afternoon. Have a good Easter. Nancy, thank you again, my love.
You're
Hope to
welcome.
talk to you soon.
We'll talk soon, very
Bye
soon.
bye.